York City getting hit hard with the recent wave of violence against police officers. And in just 11 months, the city of New York has lost 4 officers to murder.
There is no denying that in this country over the last several years there has been an anti-police attitude that has grown, and that's unfortunate because while we do have problematic officers in our ranks among our 800,000, the vast majority of the 800,000, like the officers last night, continually, on behalf of the citizens of this city and this country, go toward the danger, put their lives on the line, and last night, as we saw, lost a life to trying to protect everybody else. So this is an issue that we need to be mindful of, that we need to try to find some balance in the national debate that's underway at this time so that we don't foster or encourage those that think that they are being supported when they exhibit anti-police behavior or attitudes.
Former NYPD Commissioner and author of the book Vigilance, My Life Serving America and Protecting Its Empire City, Ray Kelly, is here to go on the record. Good evening, Commissioner, and I know that you feel like Commissioner Bratton tonight, this is one of yours.
Absolutely. It's gut-wrenching. It reverberates throughout the city. Every police officer thinks that it could have been him or her. It's always a terrible experience when an officer loses his life.
Is there a trend across this country against police officers?
Yeah, I think so. You can feel it. I think the numbers bear it out somewhat, but you can feel it. The rhetoric has gotten very strong, certainly after Ferguson. It's one of those aftermaths of Ferguson. It's in the Ferguson effect, if you will, where people feel free to threaten police officers. Different movements are out there, putting them more at risk than normal.
How have we as a nation allowed that to happen? I mean, every single day I see police officers, out there trying to protect us. How has the message gotten out there that suddenly, they're not there to protect us, but that's something that they're there to take on?
Well, I think there's always been people who've said that in some way, shape, or form, but the media, I think, bears some responsibility in this. They'll give a forum to the people who want to actually incite violence against the police. That's probably, good media, good television to a certain extent, and I think that compounds the problem.
Are some police officers, now last night, these 2 police officers who confronted this killer, one of them, of course, survived, they ran towards the danger. They heard the gunshots. They knew the 2 gangs were fighting. I hear something like that, and frankly, I run the other direction, but they ran to the danger. Are we going to see, or do you fear that police officers will stop having the courage to run towards the violence to stop it?
No, police officers are always going to run towards the danger. That's what they're paid for. It's in their DNA. They've selected this world in which they operate. It's dangerous. Obviously, it puts them at risk, as we saw so tragically last night. But they're always going to do that. That's what it's all about.
All right. Now, this incident last night was gang violence, turf war over drugs. Where are these drugs coming from?
Well, in New York City, 90% of the guns that are confiscated are coming from out of state. They're coming from local states, or close states like Pennsylvania. But Florida, Georgia, Virginia, West Virginia are major contributors to the guns in New York City. So without a national approach, we're always going to be plagued by that.
What about the drugs, though? Because they're fighting over drugs, and I assume that if the drugs are giving oxygen to these fights, where are these illegal drugs coming from?
Well, some of the fights are over drugs, but some of it also is over turf. It's just a question of this is my neighborhood and not your neighborhood. This is my housing project, not yours. The drugs are coming from the traditional locations. 60% of the drugs in this country are trucked across the border from Mexico. That hasn't changed in many years.
If you were commissioner tonight, what do you say to your New York Police Department?
Well, I think the commissioner and the mayor have said the right things. We know that cops are going to continue to do their job, but it's just such a gut-wrenching experience. Every police officer tonight, he or she is looking over their shoulder. They have to be concerned. They're concerned every night, every day, but this is just a such a stark reminder of the dangers that they face. So I think you tell them and you support them in doing their job. You tell them you're going to support them, and they need that backup.
Commissioner, thank you, sir.
Thank you.